Welcome to the Downtown Kentucky Podcast. I'm Austin / Parfait.
And I'm your local edgy librarian, Chris / Ox.
And I'm wearing a Christmas t-shirt.
Ooh, it's not Christmas.
It is. Wanted, naughty, or nice? It's got a picture of...
No. It's February.
Oh, I was like, I thought you were saying my shirt wasn't Christmas. Like, no, it is. It's got. I mean, it's wrestling and Christmas.
Your shirt is Christmas.
Oh, okay.
It's February, though.
Oh, that's fair.
It's the middle of February.
Yeah, but I grabbed this shirt.
It's Christmas all the time in Austin's house.
It is. And today is a big, important day. It's the day where I first start off, before we even get to a news story, I lament how I get why we did it, but I lament that I'm irritated nowadays, especially today, that we moved the podcast. Because our title story is not relevant today. It was relevant on Monday because it dropped on Sunday. But now it's Thursday / Friday on YouTube. And it's not a relevant story anymore, but I can't not talk about the new Doctor Strange trailer.
And that's fair.
Because, oh boy, does it slap, and
insane.
oh boy, is it got some implications for the universe that we are going to, I guess, possible spoiler alert ahead. I'm going to talk about some, rumors I've heard and stuff in this part. So if you don't want...
if you haven't watched the Marvel movies...
Yeah.
What are you doing at this point if you're not interested already?
I would also say if you want to go into Doctor Strange completely, without knowing.
Yeah.
Rumored
if you want to just be,
and,
caught with your pants down, blown out of left field.
Yeah, because I think this movie honestly might be a pretty cool way to do that if you can. But I can't not speculate on some of the stuff we saw.
Yeah. If you watch this trailer at all, that definitely there's a lot going on.
Gets you
there.
There's
a lot to unpack.
But there's also little breadcrumbs that you can definitely dive into the possible lore meaning, which is what I really want to dive into today. Where do we even start with this?
Let's just bring up the trailer and let's kind of just walk through it.
Okay.
Let's do that because
that sounds like
we don't really have any other stories.
That is
be
true.
Honest. So why not just make this kind of a little bit of an in-depth trailer analysis?
We're gonna probably watch it at 1.5 speed, but also with the sound off, and you're not gonna see it. So
yeah.
But I need to real quick before I even open that volume mixer, make sure my sound is off for here. Oh, there's no sound there yet, so it doesn't even show it as an option. I love that. All right, so when I get ready to pull it open, I'm going to mute you for a second so I can mute it.
Okay. I'll just be quiet for a second.
Yeah.
Do some pantomiming.
All right, let's mute Chris so I can pull this up without having to worry. All right, Chris can have sound back because it is now muted.
Okay, I was doing cool Doctor Strange motions, and by cool I mean cringy Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they were pretty cringy, I'll be honest.
Cool magic.
Do 1 point... Well, not 1 point. I said 1.5. I meant 0.5 speed. All right, let's see what happens here. So we open with him opening his eyes. Very important.
Right. Okay, maybe 0.75 speed?
Maybe
Seems a little slow.
And I think we'll do a lot of pausing when cool things pop up on the screen. We have a nightmare scene of some sort. Let's actually go back. Well, he's paused immediately. These doors that open, I have heard people say that they think that might be Beast from X-Men on the door, and that might be Professor X's academy. In this. That is
because you would just normally assume that it's the...
Yeah.
What is it called? The Sanctum Sanctorum?
See, I don't remember if those...
Sanctum Sanctorum?
Sanctum Sanctorum has those doors. Let me check real quick.
I don't think that it does.
Yeah. Sanctum Sanctorum.
There you go.
Doors.
I think it's just a... Oh, no, it's a double wide. Okay.
Doesn't look like it... I don't know if that's right.
I don't think that's that... Well, that might be what the actual Sanctum Sanctorum in real life
Possibly.
is. But
here's the Lego one, and I don't see any. It's like the doors are like wood.
Yeah.
It's like a light wood. So I don't think this is a new building. It could just be some weird nightmare escape that means nothing, but could be
And
beast.
then, oh, there's a lot of explosions that
Yeah, a
happen.
lot of explosions. We get our
Oh,
first. We get
jeez,
this like,
there's so much that
yeah,
happens.
we get this
It looks like
mummy.
Shang-Chi kind of.
Yeah. Well, there's a name for that place that I closed out the article about Doctor Strange.
It's like it pops into the mystical land where uh
It
Or
is
Shang-Chi rather. Shang-Chi's mom is from?
Kamar Taj.
Amar Taj, yeah.
Thank you, Screen Rant. Um, and then we also have this like weird. We have I believe this is America Chavez, which is what's her superhero character's name? Like America Chavez is the name of like the character, but like not her, superhero name.
Ah.
She is. Is it just America Chavez? Is it just America Chavez the character's name?
I guess
It looks
so.
like it is.
I have no idea who America Chavez is.
She's also apparently sometimes used the
Miss
moniker
America?
Miss America. And she's
Oh.
fighting like this mummy creature is like torturing her.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm seeing the Captain America
Yeah,
jacket
that
on
is
her now.
America Chavez who is in this kind of first
Okay.
thing. Let's keep going a little bit. This is pausing again immediately. It's just a flash of him. We see him a little bit later, but we have a Defender Strange version of Doctor Strange here. Like he's got the different hair and the different outfit.
Oh yeah, how about that?
Then we wake up with that all. I guess
Then
is a
he wakes
nightmare.
up.
Or
That's the dream that he has,
yeah,
and
that's
then the nightmare begins.
That's when the nightmare
Oh.
begins. So then we cut to credits.
The classic Marvel
Is this a
pops
good
up.
podcast? I don't know. Then we have him, kind of talking about what he did and kind of showing off some magic that's probably unrelated in the actual movie from what he's talking about here. With him and Wong talking.
Again, Wong is scolding Doctor Strange for, opening the fabric between the multiverses.
Like destroying everything.
Yeah,
We get our first appearance of Wanda in the trailer.
As Scarlet Witch meditating.
Yeah, and then we have this first little conversation with them in this like kind of forest area, which I think does kind of matter again later, because I saw someone point out that it looks a lot like we are looking at the Doctor Strange trailer.
Yeah, the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer.
We got him in like this doorway to something. Now here's where I feel like the trailer really picks up. Right there, they're talking about him getting punished for his crimes against the multiverse, and he gets cuffed. No, we can't share the screen because we'll get sued by Marvel.
Yeah, and we really can't afford to get sued by Marvel.
I can understand why it would make better content, but no one's allowed to show trailers anymore, even though that's what trailers were there for.
Yeah.
To hype people up on things. Whatever.
So Loki, or not Loki, Strange gets arrested.
Yeah.
And gets taken into what I'm assuming is, if you guys have watched Loki, and know the whole.
I don't think it is, though. Because of who he's talking to. And that's a little different. Fair. I'm pretty sure this is a completely new area. This is, once again, we're talking about possible spoilers, but a lot of people are thinking this is probably the group called the Illuminati, not the possible real-life Illuminati that may or may not exist. I don't know.
Right.
But the Marvel Illuminati, which is like a giant group of a bunch of characters from different multiverses. Like there'll be like one of each kind of character typically on the group, like of the big names. Like there'll be there's an Iron Man typically. I think there's normally a Doctor Strange. There's
that tracks.
Professor X, which might be important in like 2 seconds. But before we even get to Professor X, though, we do have the people who are taking Doctor Strange up here, though, in this trailer, are like Ultron-esque, robots. Which, if you go back to Avengers: Age of Ultron, which I can understand if you blocked it out because it was a really boring movie.
Yeah,
but the plan for Ultron was for Tony Stark wanted to make these like super bots to help the world, and it kind of feels like this version of Iron Man that may or may not be in this movie, hypothetically, if there is kind of thing, might have
most likely the one inside the Illuminati.
Yeah, the one in the Illuminati actually did what he it's in a
Set
multiverse
up
where
to-
it worked.
Yeah.
Not a multiverse, but a universe.
Hmm.
And then we come to him coming in, and we have as the trailer says, a mysterious voice talking to him. But that mysterious voice is straight up Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
Which means
Undeniably Patrick Stewart.
Which means we're
What's up, you gooby?
Which means we're probably getting, Professor X from the Fox X-Men universe in it, or we're gonna get another Ralph Boner situation. Who knows? Because they've already done that to us already. Who knows what Marvel's gonna do to us?
Yeah, we'll never know. Right up until it happens.
Yeah, but they're more
if
recent
you're just now
times.
tuning in, we are talking about the Multiverse of Madness trailer.
Yeah,
the new Doctor Strange movie.
But yeah, so it looks like we're getting the Illuminati, which is pretty dope.
Really dope.
Yeah. Got a dinosaur. I didn't even notice that the first time I watched this. At some point while he's falling through universes with, it looks like America Chavez.
Yeah, it looks like she's going to be a pretty pivotal character as well.
It looks like he falls past a dinosaur, and now we have the first appearance of the bad Doctor Strange. Then we have this character who...
Captain Marvel?
Maybe? It's definitely not our Captain Marvel. This character has short black hair and looks like they might be African American, but also looks like they have a beard. So it kind of goes in certain shots, so it's hard to tell. The two popular theories are either it's I think it's Monica Rambeau. No, not Monica. Her mom. What's her mom's name? Maria Rambeau, right? Maria from Captain Marvel. A multiverse where she became Captain Marvel, not Carol. Or there's also the theory, which this is heavily spoilers if it ends up happening. This could be, I believe his name is Supreme Iron Man, something like that. And that's the suit kind of in one shot. People are like, oh, see the way his shoulders look. It looks like it could be this version of Iron Man. Who there is a heavily rumored thing that Tom Cruise might be in this movie as Iron Man. As a new variant of Iron Man played by Tom Cruise. That's heavily theorized. People think that's going to happen, and people think that this could be the superior. I think it's Superior Iron Man. I could be wrong.
Can you scroll back in the trailer a little bit?
Yeah. But the thing is about those people who say that is the way the light is coming off this character. It looks like a Captain Marvel.
It does. There's just so much energy about it, and I mean.
But the one defense towards it possibly being the superior, I think it's. Let me see if it's. I want to stop calling him Superior Iron Man if it's not Superior Iron Man. It is Superior Iron Man. Okay. Because Google is trying to autocomplete that. All right. Is if it is Superior Iron Man, that would make sense because Superior Iron Man typically has 3 Infinity Stones. That's what makes him Superior Iron Man. He is in that universe. He's collected 3 of the stones, which I believe one of them is the Power Stone, where Carol gets her powers from. So it could be that, but this character in a lot of shots, and it is dark, so you can't fully tell. But the screenshots I've seen from this trailer, the person looks African American. It does also look like they have a beard. So who knows who it is?
That's amazing that you've gotten any of that. I just saw a glowing figure.
I've seen people who've shown pictures of it that I didn't pull up. Yeah, no, there are pictures, there are screenshots from the trailer, literal frames where people say, look at this. I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of does. But it's also a frame from a trailer, so it's slightly blurry because it was in motion. Yeah. So this is all speculation and might end up being literally nothing.
Could be.
But probably not.
But also... this is the Multiverse of Madness. Yeah. So I think just about anything is possible.
And then we have, I don't remember the name of that giant. We have this giant, eye creature that has a name that was spoiled by the classic old school way of spoiling character names in movies. The Lego set that's already been announced said the name of this character.
Classic
toys Lego. Ruining spoilers. But yeah, so I don't remember the name of this character. It doesn't really matter. It's some sort of monster they fight. It's got this giant eye, and it's a tentacle monster thing.
It looks like the giant eye thing from the Suicide Squad.
It does kind of look like Starro, I think is the
Starro.
Character.
Yeah, it sure does look like Starro.
But it's a little less starfishy, more octopusy.
Yeah.
Then we have a statue of Doctor Strange. And this is around the point where we have Wanda talking about how he broke the multiverse and became a hero, and when she did it, she became the enemy, which definitely feels like they're hinting at a possible, you know, bad guy arc for her in this movie that I am definitely into, because as someone who, I wouldn't describe myself as like a huge comic book fan, but
Yeah.
who has a knowledge of the comic books and knows some of the stuff she can do. If you've listened to us talk on our
Yeah.
Tournament of Champions segment when she's been in, I bring up House of M and how she can literally destroy the whole universe at times in the comics. I'm intrigued with her being a villain. Like, this could be, it could be pretty epic, the stuff they could do and changes in the way they could fully break the world. I think there was a lot of theories, like, and I was part of them, wondering like if she was going to be the way to bring in some of these other characters into their universe. But
Yeah.
now that's not needed because of Loki and, you know, Spider-Man, and like all that's already done it.
Yeah.
So
It's they have really just weaved everything together.
what it
Uh,
probably, pure speculation is they probably will use her at some point to do the House of M style story
I
to
would not doubt
set
that at all.
to stop all this pure,
Insanity.
yeah, insanity and pandering of let's bring back all these random characters from other worlds, like other universes, and set like one new timeline where she like
Mhm.
picks and chooses pieces from it and makes it the new one, kind of a thing. I could see them
I,
doing that as a point of,
I would not be surprised at
yeah.
all.
Um,
Um,
oh, but
Also,
also
Shuma Gorath is the eyeball
Shumagora.
tentacle monster.
Okay. Also,
And just based on what I've read on the wiki, kind of disappointing how small he is in the trailer.
all right.
Because wow,
Mm.
he's one of the great old ones, like
Oh.
a eldritch god.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Uh
Um, well, all right. So, but this scene though, back to the trailer with Doctor Strange and Wanda, it kind of looks like it's in a almost post-apocalyptic version of where they had their walk earlier.
huh.
Which I did see
Oh,
someone
okay.
talk about how they think maybe this is how the scene's actually happening, while the other part is how where she's putting herself to make herself think she's not, you know, like how she will like make worlds for herself.
Yeah.
So I could see the other one being like her trying to act like she's all serene, but this is actually what's happening, is she's in this like chaos dimension basically.
Mm.
I could definitely see that being a thing.
Would not be surprised at all.
Then we have her literally like with herself.
Mm. And that makes sense. I feel like there is going to be a lot of, Scarlet Witch dealing with herself and also Doctor
That
Strange
shot.
dealing with himself. Yeah.
There's
The
this
shot of
shot towards
the
like like
bloody
the last,
faced Scarlet
yeah,
Witch.
blood halfway down her face, and it's just, oh,
Just brutal
it
looking.
is so beautiful, like beautifully done, like the way it's creepy and like it's perfect.
It
for
is
this.
it's a haunting,
Yeah,
like, just oh
into the
God.
eye. Oh, it's
It
so
right
good.
into the eye.
It's so good.
Oh jeez.
Um, looks like that might
Just
be.
like
We got
spine chilling.
zombies, like, which I feel like it might be kind of tying into the What If
The What
series
If universe.
possibly, because
Yeah.
there's definitely like a zombie Doctor Strange, and I think I remember hearing people talk about how they saw a zombie Scarlet Witch somewhere in the trailer. I don't remember
Well,
seeing
I
it.
think they are trying to do like a entire zombie What If
They are. They're
series.
like having a spin-off, like Marvel Zombie show. Yes. So, it looks like that's the end of the trailer.
We're gonna get some post.
I
No,
don't think
that's just
so.
the
Yeah, I
date.
think it's just, yeah, it's the end of the
Uh,
trailer.
so yeah,
But yeah, I am
absolutely insane.
so excited. Let's see if we miss
Lots of
anything to talk about.
huge characters
You have to get
that
Defender Strange.
just wow.
Oh, apparently
Just
that bull creature's
wow.
name is Rintraw.
Sure. I'm sure he's one of Shuma Gorath's
Probably.
uh, little minions.
Um,
Hmm.
the Illuminati, Return of Professor X. They travel through time. We talked about the dinosaur.
You're right.
Strange Supreme. A lot of people are saying that he's probably the Strange Supreme from the What If.
Mm,
I mean, it could be. We'll see. It could just be a different evil Doctor Strange. I feel like it could be
could
either
be.
way. The mysterious glowing figure. Some people say it might be the Human Torch. It's definitely a possibility. I don't think
Definitely
so
not
though.
the Human Torch.
I think it's more likely either Monica or Maria Rambeau, or there is the chance that it could be the Superior
Superior
Iron
Iron
Man.
Man.
I could
Yeah.
definitely see that.
Yeah, it
So okay,
definitely
see,
seems like a
this
Scarlet Witch
character
versus
might
Sentinel
not be
thing.
the character you were talking about. It looks like the same thing, but
Okay.
Gargantos is the name that's on the Lego set, and that's where people are getting.
Okay.
So
That makes a lot more sense because I feel like Shumagorath would be probably its own main villain.
yeah,
Being, an Eldritch God and all. But I feel like there's already going to be a lot to like deal with and resolve
that shot's so weird.
in this movie.
All right,
Yeah,
yeah.
also it says that she's lost a fight, and I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know. That could be someone else's blood.
I think it's very likely that it's somebody else's blood, and maybe
Yeah.
she's done some like horrific things
Yeah.
and is kind of like either in shock or processing what's happened or is happening. I
But
don't know.
yeah, some other pure like rumors that aren't even from this trailer is I believe there's also a lot of people think that John Krasinski might be in this movie as Mr. Fantastic. I believe is something I'm hearing. It's something I've heard a lot. There's also this one. Let me see if I can find the picture, and I might even throw this up there because it's so not a thing, and it's from the movie poster.
Oh,
People think they found Deadpool on the poster,
uh,
and
probably. Yeah, there we go.
yeah.
That's what.
Let me see if I can find someone trying to point this out. It's so not a thing. I mean, he still could end up being in this movie.
Flushing everyone in Doctor Strange.
Okay, yeah. Oh, come on. Stupid. I'll do it later. Let me see the picture.
One of the shards of glass appears to bear the image of Deadpool,
I can't. It's such a. I can't.
shushing with everyone a finger on his mouth.
Yeah, it's so.
That.
I'm gonna throw that up there.
I mean,
I could see where someone would think it.
sure.
I'm literally not even going to move over to the other thing. I'm just going to throw the picture up here on this page because that's how much I don't. It's so not a thing.
I
did
could
save the picture.
see how a brain could fill in that
And
image.
to be fair to them, there is like some other stuff. Like there's definitely in one of the shards. There's a Captain Carter's shield is like straight up there. Like there's no way around it.
Oh,
So-
well then maybe Deadpool is
Yeah.
in the movie. Because that definitely is white eyes and a red mask and a finger over his
I mean, I guess
mouth.
it's so small and so hard to tell.
It's totally not beyond Marvel to put something like that in a
It's
movie
not.
poster.
So let's let me pull up that.
And be like, yeah, we'll put it there. If anyone finds it, cool. If not, then cool.
Cover Chris.
Hi, I'm Doctor
Yeah.
Pool now.
That right there, people are saying is Deadpool, and like I can
Is
see
it?
it. I can
Maybe.
see what you're saying about how it could be, but it's probably not. I feel like.
There is just red lighting,
Yeah.
but
'Cause
also,
if this
feels-
is Deadpool, what's that thing in the middle?
just refraction of light.
Maybe, I don't know. It just
I don't know.
I have trouble believing it is, but
And that's entirely fair.
he's also Ryan Reynolds has said he isn't in the movie, but so did Andrew Garfield. So
Right, and other Tobey Maguire.
yeah, well, Tobey Maguire never. I feel like Tobey Maguire never actually like said no as adamantly or vehemently as
Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield was like, "I'm not in the movie. Please stop asking," and like because he was. But yeah, so we do need to move on though because we have spent 25 minutes on this, and we did have a couple of news stories I wanted to get to. Like more trailer talk. There's a Rescue Rangers trailer, which we're definitely not going to go into nearly as deep of a dive into. But
No.
man, is it amazing! Like we had back when Disney Plus Day, I don't remember when that was, sometime last year. They announced that this Rescue Rangers new movie was coming out, and I remember I was optimistic. I wasn't like, oh, this is gonna be the best thing ever. But like, oh, this could be fun. I love it's been no secret that I love John Mulaney. It's come up multiple times in different forms of content. So like, oh, John Mulaney, I like Andy Samberg as well. Like those two, they should be okay. This should be a fun pairing for a new Rescue Rangers. And we're getting a new Rescue Rangers, kind of, but also not at all. It's like a sequel set in the real world with them being stars of the Rescue Rangers show from our childhood.
Like a meta Rescue Rangers movie.
Yeah, it's very like Who Framed Roger Rabbit
after the original Rescue Rangers show aired, and now it's like their life after stardom.
Yeah, and like it's like in like a weird like Toontown from Who Framed Roger Rabbit-esque, like where cartoons are interacting with humans all the time, and like I think it's Dale is CGI now because he got surgery to become CGI.
Yeah, like, he's not 2D anymore.
Yeah, he's no longer 2D. Well, Chip is. Or it's the other way around.
Kind of.
Huh?
Chip is like, I mean, he's technically 2D, but he's also not.
I mean, I think the thing is he's supposed to be. He's supposed to still be 2D. Though. Like they're not.
Right.
But yeah, it's weird. It's zany. It's got a lot of meta humor. In the trailer, there's a point where they try to find costumes, but Chip accidentally they put on random the first costume they find, and Chip puts on an Indiana Jones outfit, so nothing changes. Like it knows what it is, and it's weird, zany fun, and I'm excited. There's a lot of like making fun of, I feel like, tropes in like animation, and like it's gonna be a good movie. I think. Who knows? But it looks fun. I'm more intrigued now than I was just off of, oh, Rescue Rangers coming back. Okay, cool.
And, you know, if you guys weren't hooked before, Seth Rogen is in the movie. And in the trailer, he does his classic.
He does do the classic Seth Rogen. Yeah, it's so Seth Rogen.
So, you know, it's got that going for it.
It does have that going for it. Our next story is Shaq, Shaquille O'Neal says that gorillas freak out when he comes near them at zoos.
That makes sense. I mean, have you seen the size of Shaq?
No, I get it, but it's just like he says it's a true. Someone like asked him about it, and he said it was a true story, and he said he's also definitely lied here because he said he's been to every zoo in the world. I'm sorry, Shaq,
in the world.
But there's
and I
no way
all the tiny little water bottles, and I said, "Oh, this is like a little Polly Pocket water bottle.
Yeah.
Let me drink out of this."
There's no way he's been to every zoo in the world. But he said, "I've been to every zoo in the world, and every time I go to the gorilla section, they look at me and they're like, 'Hey, man, where your fur at?' For real, for real. That's how they look at me. They also look at me like, what am I doing in here, and you're out there?" And they always go crazy when they see me. And there's like
they go crazy because they realize that he is the alpha.
Yeah, they see him and they like, oh, they get, and that's like,
he's gonna steal all our you know, our good mates.
Yeah, they call him animal expert from who's the director of the zoo of Miami, and he confirms that this has happened when he comes to the Miami Zoo. Like they'll get all big, so his quote is, "The gorilla gets intimidated, and he looks at Shaq and thinks that Shaq is going to take away his girls, and he gets tight-lipped and tries to stand up and make himself look as big as possible. But at the end of the day, he backs off. He knows who's boss."
And it's Shaq, baby.
Yeah, it's Shaq.
Shaq is the alpha. If you ever thought you were an alpha male, you're wrong. It is Shaq. Go home. You lose.
Our next story. Oh, I didn't. Actually, we're not even cover the story because I forgot to get the pictures, and I don't want to do that right now. And it kind of needs the pictures for it to make any sense.
So is this story we're going to cover next week instead?
Maybe. Or we just won't cover it at all.
Fair.
If I have trouble finding stories next week, we'll cover it next week. But we're going to talk about Moviepass.
The thing that failed in bankruptcy?
Yeah, and like they tried to bring it back as it was failing multiple times, and like it kept failing. They kept trying to restructure it, but it was like doomed to fail because as much as it was great for the consumer, it was a horrible business model that could literally never succeed. So I guess if you don't know what Moviepass is, Moviepass was a service, especially when it started. The price changed as it went on, but the idea was basically you pay a fee for a month, and then you get limited movies for that month, and like you can go see as many movies as you want. It started off as like, I believe it started off as you had to pay a year up front, but it was $10 a month. So you're paying $10 a month and you can see as many movies as you want, which movies cost about, if you go to like daytime matinees, $8 at the cheapest.
Yeah.
So like you're talking if you see even 2 matinees, you've already the only way they make any money is if you only see one daytime matinee. If you see any like nighttime movie, you've already passed your allotment for what you could truthfully actually be profitable for them as a company doing.
Right.
And so it failed. It went bankrupt and it was dead. But it's not dead anymore. It's coming back for some reason. Which, to be fair, to be slightly fair to MoviePass was what it set out to be. It disrupted the industry because now most of the major movie chains have their own form of this. Like your AMC's, your Regals, they all have like these $20 services where you can see at least 4 movies a month or something like that. I think one of them is only 4 movies, one is like unlimited. But like either way, it's like you pay a cheaper thing, but you get more. Like they did disrupt, but these are the movie chains that can do that, not this company that has nothing. You know,
random company that came out of the blue.
But yeah, so they went bankrupt, and then they didn't sell. Like they went up to auction, but it was basically just for the name because all the analytics stuff wasn't even on the table, so no one bought it.
Interesting.
Until the co-founder found out, like the former co-founder found out, hey, wait, this is like I can probably get this back for like almost nothing because he had sold forever ago before it went under. And so he's rebought MoviePass, and he kind of plans on making it, he's bringing it back, but in kind of this weird lie about it being Web3 / crypto / NFT style thing. Like he's using all these like buzzwords about like being on the blockchain and being decentralized and Web3, which is like the term that's used for all like the blockchain stuff.
Next generation of interactions.
But when you actually read all the stuff about it, none of it actually is. Like
that
it's like
sense.
So he's just literally using buzzwords, which means this guy is probably going to grift a bunch of execs who don't know what they're talking about out of a lot of money. So good on him, like, because he's using all the right words for those tech people, the tech people with money who don't know what they're doing but have all the money to be like, oh, we have to invest in this thing. He said the words. He said Web3. He said non-fungible, even though, like, because there's like these tokens you get
decentralized.
Now. Yeah, decentralized, even though it is centralized, and he uses the term centralized in one of the descriptions of one of the things. Because the way the new model is working is, I think there is a monthly fee, but instead of the way it was before, you get tokens. And you can watch ads to get more tokens, and you can send tokens to your friends. So it's like their version of a cryptocurrency, but it's also not a cryptocurrency because it's not on the blockchain. Despite the fact that he's
using tokens to
because he's using the term I mean yes, but also because he's using the term tokens to get those executives and stuff to hear, oh, Web3 tokens, cool, put money in this. This is apparently a thing. I mean, we didn't talk about any of them, but there were multiple crypto ads during the Super Bowl this year. That's the thing right now, despite the fact that no one cares.
I didn't watch the Super Bowl or any of the ads. So.
I watched the Doctor Strange ad, which I believe was officially a Super Bowl ad.
That makes sense. I did watch it Sunday night after I finished watching a whole bunch of anime.
So that is, I believe, the one I watched from the Super Bowl itself.
Fair. I mean,
but
that was probably the most important one to watch.
Ads and stuff. There actually was one really funny crypto ad. There was this crypto exchange. I don't remember which one it was. They had like an ad that looked like the old DVD screensaver where it bounces.
Okay.
You know that one? Like where everyone always wanted to get to the corner?
Uh-huh.
It's that one. But it was a QR code. And obviously there was no other things on the screen about it. So people all went to the QR code and it crashed their website because apparently they weren't prepared for the amount of traffic they were going to get.
Well, that seems a little bit short-sighted on that.
Yeah, you would think when you're trying to go to this thing that's going to be seen by millions of people, you would be prepared to be able to service those people who are going to probably click on your site during that time.
Some might say tens of millions of people.
Yes. But I think it was actually like 100 million people watched the Super Bowl this year.
That makes sense.
So that's just, I wasn't even planning on covering that, but I just when we talked about crypto, even for a second, I wanted to mention that how they failed miserably, and it was funny.
We just gotta poop on crypto.
And crypto sucks. Crypto sucks. MoviePass was great for the consumer, but the new MoviePass seems like it probably won't be as good for the consumer because it was too good for the consumer.
Yeah,
it was,
they would have to go bankrupt again if it was going to be
yeah.
as good as it was.
But credit to the co-founder if he can actually can
With
trick
those corporate
people.
execs,
If he could
yeah.
trick execs into giving him money again, because he literally already made a lot of money the first time around before selling out and going off, and then rebuying the corpse and trying to rebuild it. So I hope for his sake, honestly, that he succeeds. Cause good for him. Good for him to get just whatever. I don't care.
Yeah, at this point, he deserves it.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, is it that time?
It is. Chris, it is time for Tournament of Champions.
Champions.
Chris, what is Tournament of Champions, my friend?
Well, Tournament of Champions is a tournament-style death fight where we pit characters from all sorts of different sorts of media
Anything from
against
Rocky
each other.
Balboa to Thanos.
That's right. And a completely randomly seeded tournament to see who's the big kahuna. Who's the big kid on campus?
And we're in episode 2 of season 2 of this. That's right. We're on our second season of this already.
Oh my gosh, consistency.
Season 1 was won by none other than the Scarlet Witch we talked about for 20 minutes today.
Yeah, who would have guessed? Who'd have thought? Crazy, I know.
So let's find out who our competitors are for today's Tournament of Champions.
Let's do it.
Heading on over to our West Coast, our first bracket, we have the DC villain Solomon Grundy taking on the Marvel X-Men villain Juggernaut.
Oh.
And then we have, also on the West Coast bracket, we have DC member of the Suicide Squad, Rick Flag, taking on member of Mortal Kombat, Johnny Cage. Yeah.
Just like to say, I saw Johnny Cage. My brain thought, why is Nicolas Cage on the bracket?
No, Johnny Cage.
I would just like to have that moment of, honesty and...
To be fair, there's that new movie where Nicolas Cage is playing himself in kind of an action movie, so he could have been eligible if I had known that movie was coming out when I made the initial list of 512 people.
Truly,
but sadly, the entries are final for the 512 people that are going to be in this 8 epic seasons, so he will not be able to be here as Nicolas Cage. I believe there is at least one Nicolas Cage character, though. I think at the very least Ghost Rider's there, and we'll call it Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider. Heading on over to the East Coast, we have from the Disney Pixar classic The Incredibles and the less classic Incredibles 2, Violet.
I mean, people liked when she spat milk out of her nose.
It's true.
And there's a lot of screen caps of that.
Yeah, the internet's weird. And she's taking on 80s action movie legend, Robocop.
Robocop played by a guy who played Robocop. I couldn't tell you. I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Watch the new Robocop that sucks.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move
and
on.
By new, I mean like 2009.
14. It was 2014. Sure. I only know that because I looked up Robocop earlier today for this, and it came up what the most recent movie as well. But then we have last bracket match today. We have in our East Coast. We have Zorro.
Now is this of like classic Zoro, or is this anime One Piece Zoro?
Well, you see, there's 2 R's, so it is the Legend of the Mask
of Zoro.
Zorro.
Okay. Gotcha.
Famously played by he's played by
Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas, or more commonly known, the dad from Spy Kids.
I was gonna name him Gregorio Montes.
Is it No, it's not Montes. It's
Is it not?
Cortez.
Yeah, Gregorio Cortez.
Yeah, I think he has a middle name too. It's like Contessa or something weird.
It's something.
Doesn't matter. This is just Zorro.
Yeah.
Specifically, actually, due to like there being an answer to their like abilities better. This is actually the old comic book character Zorro, who is just the same character, but it gave me a little list of like abilities, so we're going with that. And
but it looks like Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, but in our headcanon, it is Mr. Cortez, and he is taking on from the Hunger Games franchise Katniss Everdeen.
from one of the few book series I have ever actually read through completion.
Wow.
Yeah,
Currently, I'm at 0, but I'm in the 6th book of the Harry Potter franchise, reading it to my little brother. So,
wow.
uh, currently, though, I have never read more than a book or two in a series.
And that's fair. Couldn't blame you.
I
I
don't
don't
like
think I would
reading.
ever do it again.
I do not like reading. I'm not a reading guy.
Neither am I,
Oh, that's
despite the
actually not
classes.
true. I did read. Ugh, do you remember the kids' book, The Tale of the Fourth Grade Nothing?
The title sounds familiar, but no, I
The
never read it.
sequel books were like they were all ended up being based off his little brother Fudge. So it was like Super Fudge and Double Fudge.
Nope,
I
nothing.
read that 4 books in that series, so I do
Okay.
stand corrected. I have read one book series in my life, but that's not actually relevant to today's Tournament of Champions. Let's talk about Solomon Grundy
Okay.
versus Juggernaut.
Let's do
So
it.
Solomon Grundy, has superhuman strength and stamina.
And
We're
also
gonna
as a
leave it there
zombie.
for right now. We will come back to that when we discuss who should win here, because the answer will become pretty obvious when we read some of this later stuff. But we'll read this other side first. Because as of right now, it sounds like they should be pretty similar. Because we have the
Mhm.
Juggernaut, who possesses superhuman strength. Um, well, maybe not actually. Being capable of shattering mountains,
Yeah,
lifting and
that's
using buildings as
a lot.
weapons, and extreme durability. He's also able to generate a mystical force field and grant him additional invulnerability to any physical attack when it is at its maximum.
So it just has a mystical force field that exists.
Yeah. And now here's the thing: Solomon Grundy, though, at times has been able to fight Superman, but also at times has been able to beat by normal human Batman.
Pretty consistently being beaten
Yeah.
by normal human Batman.
So, and actually, surprisingly enough, when I was doing this, when I wrote Solomon Grundy,
Uh-huh.
one of the first
He was born on
options.
a Monday.
Well, yes, but one of the first options when I typed in Solomon Grundy into
Or is
YouTube,
it a Sunday?
no, was Solomon Grundy versus. It's not popping up now, but it was earlier. Juggernaut.
Oh,
People have already discussed this, and this is from Kiora, so obviously take it with a grain of salt. But it's where my heart is already at as well.
mm,
The Juggernaut would destroy Solomon Grundy in a fight. There is nothing Solomon Grundy would be able to do against a powerful heavy hitter like the Juggernaut. Juggernaut would tank everything Grundy throws at him and beat him easily because characters far weaker were able to beat him. And yeah, I
I
think
mean,
that
I would be
yeah.
heavily inclined to agree.
So yeah, Solomon Grundy,
You
I'm
go two
sorry.
super strong characters. One is technically undead, but then the other can, shatter mountains, I guess.
Yeah, and also that one who's undead has also been beaten by normal human Batman. Like he's awesome.
Yeah.
Batman's awesome, but Batman doesn't actually have superpowers.
No.
So I don't think Batman would be able, if it was in a Marvel comic, Batman would not be able to fight Juggernaut. If it was in a DC comic, he would.
Yeah, right, correct. You understand.
But yeah, we're
You
giving it to
understand
Juggernaut because
pre-existing biases.
he
Jug,
is
just
the
jug,
Juggernaut. B word.
baby. Yeah, the B word, baby.
Yeah. Oh
Get it?
yeah.
You understand?
I thought it was something else. But all
Family
right.
friendly.
Yeah, we're PG
Family
channel.
friendly.
Susan, please.
We
Please.
are
We didn't say it. We
a
didn't
PG
say
channel.
it. We could have
I
said it.
promise.
Everyone else on YouTube would have said it, but we didn't. Please let us be
True.
monetized.
Yeah.
Now moving right along.
Anyways, on to a slightly less interesting fight. Rick Flag versus Johnny Cage.
Yeah, Rick Flag, who is a master military tactician and strategist, and he's also a master in armed and unarmed combat, who is taking on Johnny Cage, who
Has superhuman powers and
Yeah.
also is a master.
he's also
stuntman.
literally a descendant from a Mediterranean cult-bred warriors for the gods. And one of his
Yeah.
special abilities is to propel
Which is,
himself
I would just
forcefully.
like to say, hilarious.
Yeah.
Uh, prime comedic writing for a character who is a stuntman and actor.
Yeah, no. It is great. But I honestly didn't know the lore of Johnny Cage and just assumed he was kind of like some of those fighters in those games who just are fighters who happen to be there who shouldn't be able to beat the people they do.
Huh?
But no, he legitimately is bred to be a warrior. So I think he takes on poor little Rick Flag and his little gun.
Yeah, Rick Flag dies.
Yeah, Rick
He
Flag.
gets fatality.
Yeah, he does.
Or babe-allied.
Yeah,
Turns him into a baby.
Johnny
Happy birthday.
Johnny Cage, I don't remember. I don't know Johnny Cage's stuff. I know there's a lot of them have him like looking at himself in a mirror after he kills you, like through your body or something like that.
Very vain.
Yeah. Now let's move
Nice.
on to Violet Parr taking on Robocop. So Violet can turn invisible and create protective force fields of varying sizes.
Mm-hmm.
She's also, in her powers, she's also voiced by Sarah Vole.
Okay.
I
don't know if that's a superpower.
I think it's just from a paragraph about her, but and then she is taking on Robocop, who has super strength, endurance, and accuracy. Has specially designed guns and various built-in weapons that I didn't look up, and she's also an expert marksman and trained police officer.
E?
But I think it really comes down to Violet has force fields. I don't think his cool guns are going to get through her force fields. And I'm sorry, Weeagooby. I don't even fully disagree that Violet is kind of a doo-doo character, but I do think she beats Robocop.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
Like, it's nothing against Robocop. Like, Robocop's cool. If Robocop was in half of these fights, he would have maybe won.
Yeah, if he was taking on Rick Flag, he would have won.
Yeah, or Zoro or Katniss. But he didn't. The luck of the draw gave him Violet, who will just force field him and then stop her force field for 1 second and put him cut through it with it. So
hurt Jim? I don't know how he hurts Jim, but she does like rip him limb from limb with her telekinetic powers.
She could also like put her force field through him and like cut him in twain. Mark Twain. He turns into Mark Twain and dies.
It cuts him so bad that she turns him into Mark Twain.
Yeah, and he then loses because he's canceled for using the N-word. So that's how it ends. And also, I also want to just clear up that all cops are robots. Akar, I just don't want him here. Get out of here.
Okay.
I had to get that joke in before we eliminated them. You know, Akar. I liked that one. You know, was it good? Probably not, but I liked it. We got an LOL. We're good. It was a good joke. All right, cool. Success.
Perhaps another very not that exciting matchup.
Well, you may think
the masked legend Zoro versus Katniss Everdeen.
But like we said, we are going off of Zoro as a comic book character. So
he has the powers of being based out of Los Angeles.
Yeah, he has powers? None. Skills and abilities: swordsmanship, whip mastery, acrobatics, agility, horse riding, and he also has a sword, bullwhip, and knife with him. While Katniss Everdeen, though, is lethal with a bow and arrow, and her archer skills are second to none in that series. So we don't know in other series, but on top of that, being able to hunt food and defend herself, she's a strategic player of the games. So she's good at killing people.
I would say she is like a strategic mastermind, and also is really good with a bow.
Also really good at your mission is to kill everyone but yourself and make sure you survive. Which is literally what Tournament of Champions is. She's going to beat Zoro. If you disagree, I don't know what to tell you, because I really don't see a way where she loses.
Yeah. Especially having, range.
Now here's the thing.
And we also see her succeed, like, in close range.
If Zoro had a gun, or if he had even his own bow and arrow and was good at it, maybe. But he's a swordsman.
Swordsman, good with a whip, which is also, like, medium to close range.
Like, to be fair to Zoro, it'll probably won't be, like, an immediate destruction. The first 1 or 2 arrows, he's gonna cut. But she shot 4 at once, and the last 2 do both hit him.
Yeah. One in the jugular, and the other through the heart.
Yeah. And then she walks
over. Ask how it happened.
She walks over, rips his head off, and takes a selfie in the middle of it. We know that's Johnny Cage. Dang it! Sorry.
She rips open his torso and then peeks through it.
And she goes, "Here's Johnny." That's one of his ones. He does the "Here's Johnny" line. Yeah. But yeah, let's move on to where we won't see him do a fatality because we have now Juggernaut taking on Johnny Cage.
Oh, and Juggernaut destroys Johnny Cage.
Yeah, he really does though. Like, it's
Eh,
not even close.
Johnny Cage throws a hit, and
Juggernaut
Juggernaut
looks
puts
down
up
like,
his,
really?
mystical force field, and then laughs, and then like slaps him, and he goes flying.
And he says the line again that will get us demonetized, and he kills him.
He is the Juggernaut, baby,
Yes.
baby. He is the Juggernaut.
Um,
Yeah, pretty cool.
Juggernaut, remember, Juggernaut literally, like, probably rips him in half like he does Deadpool and does his own "Here's Johnny" line. "Here's Juggernaut" as he kills him, ripping him in half like he did Deadpool.
Oh, it's a shame that Katniss probably isn't going to make it to the final, so we could have Juggernaut versus Cat again.
Well, Chris, she might make it because it's your job, Chris, to tell me how Katniss Everdeen beats boring old Violet Parr.
So you see, Katniss Everdeen. Hold on.
All right, yeah. Oh, real quick before he starts, this is a weekly tradition where I have Chris, in a homage to classic debate club moments where you have to debate something you don't believe in. He has to debate the obvious loser in a fight. So please, Chris, sway me into believing that Katniss Everdeen stands a chance in this battle.
So,
but also remember, we have like 4 minutes or so.
Katniss Everdeen, being the master strategist that she is, obviously is always seeking cover, never letting her enemy know where she is in the fight. And so what she does is she's shooting arrows from all sorts of different vantage points. And, Violet, being the psychic telekinetic user that she is using her powers to stop the arrows. However, she can only stop what she can see.
No.
And so
No.
Katniss.
Actually, no, that's not true. Her force field goes all around her.
Oh, right, she has a force field. Okay, yeah. I had an argument this time.
Yeah, I also hate Violet. Don't worry, Weeagooby. Spoiler alert, she's not winning. Because now it is time for the battle of Violet versus Juggernaut. And you know what that one thing Violet has? That thing that
Juggernaut
made her win her first 2 rounds? Yeah, Juggernaut also has that. But Juggernaut is a monster. And she's not.
He's a monster, Frisbee.
She's a little girl who can turn invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And he...
Whoa. And has telekinetic powers. To some degree.
Sometimes it's just her
and then Juggernaut just grabs her by the force field and smashes her into the ground.
Yeah.
And her force field goes away, and then he pummels her to death.
Yeah. He wins, like, handedly.
Yeah.
He is the Juggernaut.
He is one of the most unstoppable forces.
Big guy, he is. Big guy.
He is big dude, baby. He's not Big Baby. That's Duke Nukem.
Who was also in this eventually.
He's the Duke, baby.
I think he's in this season.
Let's go, Duke Nukem. He's gonna die.
Oh, probably. I don't remember
who he fight drew. With anyone with powers.
Yeah, I don't remember who he drew, but he is in this season. He is going to show up at some point in this season.
That's unfortunate.
So, this has been the podcast.
Yes, it has.
If you are on Twitch, please don't leave. We need you. Even if you're just going to leave it open and don't watch, like, I respect it. But, like, please stay. We are going to leave for a couple minutes to set up our next video because it's Thursday for Twitch, which means we do 2 videos. If you're a YouTuber, we're going to bid you adieu, and you'll see our throwback gameplay on Tuesday for you. But if you're here on Twitch, please join us for more robots gameplay.
Yeah, that's what everyone's been asking for.
They have been. I've been Austin.
I've been Chris.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.